Yo, we're here with Angus.
Hello.
Angus Mon with MACHINEDRAMON. Show us the goods.
Alright, I'll start with eggs first. I play 4 copies of Doraemon. So, the best thing about Doraemon is that it's just simply putting cards underneath and then just drawing on, since we do that all the time in MACHINEDRAMON.
Draw good.
Pretty much all that. Yeah.
There's eggs in like every black deck now. It's great.
Yeah. it's pretty good. It's pretty good for a reason.
We love
and
to
the
see
alt art's nice as well.
Very nice old.
Yeah. So for level 3s, you can pretty much do anything with them, but I usually run sort of special, not usual one. So I run 4 copies of Hagurumon.
Best boy.
On play, trash a level 5, which you have a whole bunch of them in your deck, so you're going to run into it eventually unless you brick. And you straw 2. Just pretty straightforward, pretty good to start the game if you just don't have anything else in your hand. So I usually just have it as 4.
Hagurumon, good.
Yeah, it's really good. Wish I had an alt art though.
Yeah, he should get one. He's played in a lot of decks.
Yeah. Speaking of being run in most decks, besides 3 copies of Doraemon. Usually you run out 4 for this deck, but I run out 3 just for the simple fact that I just don't have a 4th one. Same effect, sort of similar effect inheritance-wise. We don't use the on-play effect, just for the fact that you don't want cards getting bottom decked.
Yeah, you just want that memory.
Yeah, just the memory. So since we put cards underneath, just gains the memory once per turn. Really good when you're digivolving into something like Chaosdramon or something like that. You can continue your turn if you're like going at 1 memory, then going right back to 0. So it's pretty good.
Very cool.
And
who's your last rookie?
I run just 2 copies of some Rizamon.
Oh, a spice.
It's just pretty much just like a last minute sort of addition. Mainly, I don't really see it get used often, but when I do, having the extra security when you're at 13k is very good. And the rare occasion, if you ever have this on the field, you can just gain piercing for your Digimon on the field.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. And also, it's just really, it's pretty good.
It's a nice old.
Yeah. Thank you, Bielsamon. So for level 4s, you're supposed to run a little bit more, but I run sort of...
I know there's a Numamon in here, I forget the rest.
You'll see. Well, we run Digimon.
Oh, yeah.
It's been here since the beginning of MACHINEDRAMON, when it got really good cards in EX1.
He's a good boy.
I mainly just use it for the inheritance, which is similar to Hagurumon. Just trash a card and just draw more cards. Pretty much, and the occasional rare chance of it being a very central blocker in case you don't have 4 blocks.
Blocker good.
A ton of redirection. I run out at 4. For 2 elves, I run Chaosdramon. I don't use the on-play effects, like ever. I just use it for the 1k DP boost, which can be really helpful when you're something like Chaosdramon. So you have like some Rizamon, you can just get that security check on mine Chaosdramon instead, in case you don't have Chaos X. Yeah, just pretty good.
Okay, so more stack stuff.
Yeah, it's pretty much stack based, and I run 1 copy of Numamon. Honestly, I might run more of these because it's just really good.
There's a lot of 5s in this deck too.
So being able to just hard play this for the cost of a rookie and just go to a level 5, say like a like Melgramon BT8, could be really helpful. Or just getting your stack build up really quickly, in case you don't have like any rookies for some reason, which I tend to run into sometimes. Just nice 1 costs on champion if you want to memory check a little bit. So yeah, it's pretty good.
Good card.
And a sort of unusual card would be MACHINEDRAMON.
The hybrid.
I see this often a lot in my hand, but I don't really get to use it often, except for like 1 time when I was able to hybrid for game. That was pretty good.
Hey, yeah, that won you the locals.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
I mean, I think that was like during our game actually.
Yep.
Yeah. So just on play, if I really have to on play, just give it blocker. Or when digivolving, I feel like sacrificing a black hammer, which I usually don't want to. pretty essential.
But a good game finisher.
Pretty
Very
good
nice.
game finisher. Really nice to have early on.
All right, show us them level 5s. I know there's a lot.
Level 5s are
Yeah.
where the real spice meat and potatoes come from.
Holy crap. That's a big set
You're
of
on,
cards.
you're on a. This is like probably a good quarter of your deck.
Yeah.
So you run pretty much all similar stuff. It's just really fixing the ratios if you really want to. So I'll just go with my 2 elves right now.
All right, let's do it.
So we'll start off with 2 of Metal Greymon BT8.
Yep. Attack anything.
Just attack your opponent when it hasn't attacked yet. Pretty good. I prefer not to digivolve into it often, but when I have to, it's pretty useful. Gets rid of some low end if I have to. Overall, just a really good card. Thank you Bandai for not, or Cardass, whatever it is, to not make it just Greymon exclusive.
Yeah, it's pretty good in other decks too.
Yeah.
Bit more expensive, but that's alright.
Speaking of other expensives, this is mainly just going to be 4 costs. We have MACHINEDRAMON from BT9.
Ah, the cross-heart hater.
Yep. I see a lot of tamers in locals and
Yes.
overall. So trying to get rid of their free costs or less, or any any floodgate rookies is really helpful.
Yeah.
But I mainly just use it for tamers. I don't usually digivolve on top of it.
This is great in our locals.
I mean, I see a lot of rookie
Oh yeah.
destruction here, so I'm like, I might as well join in. So running at 2 is really helpful for something like Hunters, which I absolutely love.
Yep.
And sort of a newcomer from a set ago, we have 2 copies of Metal Tyrannomon.
Oh yeah.
This is a really nice card, just overall for it. Surprising to no one. So when you digivolve, or if you ever have to unplay, you can just make a bunch of cards to spend, and I think make one of them just not. I'm not really too sure. But you're mainly just using it for the inheritance, since this pairs very well with something like Metal Greymon or something like that, and just gives it even more destruction. Just being able to trash cards is just hilarious.
Yep, on block or attack, so you love to see it. All turns.
Just-
Very nice.
I mean, don't have to see Chaos Grade or a Tamer coming to ruin my day. It's just fantastic. And for the rest, we got quite a lot. So we'll start off with Metal Greymon.
Yep.
3K DP, you're mainly going to be using it for. You don't want to use it for the security attack, unfortunately, since it's sort of crap in that regard. The extra DP really helps, I see, in a lot of matchups. So when I go into Chaos X, you just get a lot of you're able to like just punch over most Digimon during your turn, unless they're like 25,000 or something. That's like really rare. Metal Greymon from EX1, piercing,
Nice.
just nice, just a nice piercing.
We love to see
We
it.
love to see it. We love to see it. We have 3 of the classics. Andromon,
Blocker.
great searcher for
Oh yeah.
great searcher for when you're looking for your level 6s, which you're going to try and rush for it.
Searcher and blocker.
And a blocker.
Very cool.
You want that blocker in case you don't have anything else. Metal Mamimon, same effect as Andromon when digivolving, but it deletes a 5 cost, so you can delete a champion in case they're trying to come back next turn, which usually is pretty scary when that comes up. Another Metal Tyrannomon, but BX1,
Same effect, but reboot.
just reboot.
Nice.
Reboot's fantastic, so it means they don't try and attack you. Cybertron, I like to not say. No, sorry. This is a really good card for when you suspend with Analog Man. It just gives it another extra 2k DP,
Extra boost.
just extra boosts. Sometimes leaves people off guard when they don't ask what it does, but I like to surprise. I like to surprise sometimes. Gigadramon, jamming when I kind of want it sometimes, and just generic reboot.
We love reboot.
We love reboot. Volcanomon. Blocker. You don't use it for blocker, you just use it for security.
Nice.
And also just for trashing. I like to trash this the most.
Yeah, many different names.
Because it's a full cost. Another MACHINEDRAMON. Just if I ever feel like I'm playing, just gets rid of some stragglers around the 3K range, and it's just extra security.
Sec +1, nice.
Yeah, just gets pretty crazy when it comes to security in this deck. And last but not least, MACHINEDRAMON. Just blocker.
Very nice.
It's nice. It's nice.
A nice toolbox of a bunch of inheritable level 5.
You can do it for every other thing. You can add any level 5s, but those are usually the ones that I like to go to with.
Yeah, that's cool. Let's see them level 6.
Level 6s, we got.
There's a bunch.
It's pretty. I mean, you don't really see it often, unless you do sometimes. Sometimes you just run into a handful. So we'll start with 2 copies of EX1 MACHINEDRAMON. This has been here since when it started getting its actual play style. Just on play, put 5 sources underneath, and then gain 5 memory back. And then just gain memory back. Pretty good when something like a Chikurimon's on the field. I don't really see it often though. Can't be DP reduced. Gonna be fantastic in something like when Chaosdramon becomes a menace. And just can't be deleted. And if it will be deleted, just strip 2 sources, which is usually the case of just which usually just like gets to survive 2 turns, unless it's something like a Chaos Degrade.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Can't win them all.
It's strange that that's played at 2 now, but there's just so many other level 6s
Well,
now.
the reason why, it's pretty much sort of a hybrid. But anyways, 3 copies of MACHINEDRAMON. This has become more of our cards we want to see the most.
Yep.
We don't want to see EX1 often.
No, we want this guy.
We want to see this guy. Simply for the fact that it double searches a cyborg and a analog man, which we'll get to in a bit. Search 5, grab a cyborg, or put it underneath this card, which usually some effects go off, which is pretty good. And in case this ever gets nuked by any case, I just play something like, I don't know, by just bottom decking a analog man, I could just play something like a MACHINEDRAMON, which is usually why I play it at 2. So I don't see it often. I want to see more.
You want to play it off this on deletion.
Yeah.
And it's nuts.
It's pretty good. Then we have the king himself, Chaosdramon, or would be more
Red boy.
Yeah, big red boy. When digivolving, put 3 sources underneath. Digivolve for every source you put underneath. So I usually like to have it for free. Unlike the level 5s, I love digivolving on top of this, just for the fact that I can just digivolve immediately after I get my level 5s, in case I can't support putting a MACHINEDRAMON on the field. But the 1 cost for MACHINEDRAMON's pretty damn nice. And it's additionally nicer since it can also prevent itself from being sent to the hand or deck by stripping 2 sources, unlike the MACHINEDRAMON. But you lose that DP reduction.
Yeah.
So sometimes that gets pretty dicey.
Plays around Megadeth and such, but plays back into yellow removal.
Yeah.
DP reduction.
Pretty good.
Still very good. Alright, the new boy.
The new boy. Chaosdramon X. He's pretty much the boss monster we want to see the most. Like, by the time we set him up, we pretty much should be winning, hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
It feels that way.
It can copy the effects of all the MACHINEDRAMON and Chaosdramon from underneath. So it gets pretty funny when, say, you put a Chaosdramon underneath, you digivolve your Digimon again, and then there's like another level 6 something. What are you going to do? Well, play Chaosdramon. You not only possibly search for 5, since you can do that during this effect, but you can also digivolve again. So you're not only adding sources to the trash, you're also adding them back in. And also, not only that, if it ever tries to get destroyed, it could copy the effects of MACHINEDRAMON, Chaosdramon, strip 2 sources, and then just trash security.
Pretty good.
And start main phase is pretty good, but I tend not to really worry about that often. because you should be possibly winning at that point. Unless you're not, then, well, that's usually the case sometimes. If you want to see this the most, that means you're going to get some reason and all that stuff. For level 7s, I just play DefX. It's just good.
Card good.
Nothing too offensive about it. This saved me more times than I could count. If you can fit it in, you fit it in. I would play more, but I also like seeing my machines once more. So here's the real meat and potatoes, I feel like, when it comes to this deck. Is Analog Man himself.
The boy, the man.
Now, on his own, he's pretty good. Starting main phase, I get to trash a level 5, which you should have sometimes in a deck where you play, I don't know, 15.
Yeah.
And you gain a memory, draw a card. So means in case you get memory, get choked with memory, you can actually possibly continue your turn to a champion or something like that. But the real big reason why it's a 4 cost, I think anyways, it's just by the fact that sorry, when an opponent Digimon attacks, I can just suspend and it redirects into one of my, say, really beefy Machinedramons.
Yeah.
And this pairs very well with something like Cyberdramon, and it pairs very well with my Cyberdramon, which gives an extra 2k. So say I have Chaosdramon X, that becomes an instant 15k, which is the equivalent of, well, Omnimon. So you're pretty much running into an Omnimon at that point, and no one can really stop that. And having 4 of these just make it way more intense. People want this. I hear some people who want this restricted. Just delete it. Just get rid of it. It's just that easy. He's pretty inoffensive by himself. Just get rid of Chaosdramon. You know what? Not the card though. And for options, I just play Attack of the Heavy Metal Machine.
Oh yeah.
This is pretty much just if I don't have a hybrid or I can't close out the game with all the cards, like trash a card, hard play, Machinedramon, swing for game.
Very nice.
Just blitz and rush.
Well, congratulations. Good luck
you.
in your next locals.
Hey you, yeah you, you've been wondering where I get my singles from. Well, it brings me great joy to say I get my singles from Grimdark Gaming. Whether you play Yu-Gi-Oh!, Digimon, Dragon Ball, Flesh and Blood, Magic the Gathering, MetaZoo, or whatever it is you're after, make sure with your purchase to use code LOZA2 and apply that to get 5% off your order. And of course, that 5% goes to helping me out to make this channel so awesome for you. So make sure you check out Grimdark Gaming down in the description of this video and use the promo code LOZA2.